What is going on, everybody? It is Alex coming back at you with another video. And today we're going to be doing round 2 of 4 of this mock draft. So just a heads up, I'm going to be pre-recording quite a few of these videos because I'm going to be out of town. So leave your comments down below. We'll adjust everything in the next week or so. So of course, if you guys are new, like, comment, subscribe, check out round 1 first because we got plenty of good content there. But TDN finally fixed the draft order a little bit here. So I'm glad to see that the Jags finally have the first pick in the second. And with this pick, I actually started thinking about some moves because personally, I think an offensive tackle or strong or safety is probably the right way to go. You still have Jordan Battle on the board. However, I don't know if actually Jordan Battle fits what I would put with the Jaguars. I just love the idea of Jaquan Brisker with them to the point where I just don't really see a guy like Jordan Battle being the dude, even though we still might take him, just not right now. And I can see that there are some stud ass linebackers on the board, which again, I have both these guys pretty high on my boards. This draft just felt this way. That's the way it goes. Players fall all the time. Trevon Merrick, we all thought he was like a mid first because he was definitely the top safety. It wasn't even the first safety taken, which now, I mean, it looks like Javon Holland's deserving of that. But he goes mid second. So yeah, I mean, I think that there's definitely room for things like this, some variations to happen. So I think that honestly, a team might try to jump ahead of the Lions for this pick because again, Devin Lloyd is here. And I'm looking at the Eagles to make a big trade up, but I don't know. I don't think that the good old Jaguars are going to want to move all the way back there and lose out on a star left tackle. So I'm going to actually move with the Jets. The Jets are going to do a quick little hop here. It's a very short range trade. Honestly, if I made this any earlier, TDN probably would have had Jaguars and Jets flipped because that's just what they do. And we're actually going to be swapping 5th rounders. So the Jets are going to be offering that 5th, and we can see, okay, so that's not going to work. We'll be moving up a couple spots and then offering a 6th next year to be able to move up a couple spots this draft. Jaguars denied it. That's fine. Honestly, I don't really care. We'll give them a 5th next year as well. Whoop-de-doo, right? And the Jags accepted the offer. You're moving back 2 spots, still getting the guy that you want. And with this pick, they're going Devin Lloyd. I think that the linebacker position is one that is very underrated in terms of a need. They got Jared Davis in free agency last year, and this team could desperately use a real big impact. Him next to CJ Mosley would be crazy too. I would love that. Leaving Nakobe Dean here for the Lions. I don't know why I just tripped up on the Lions. Strong safety is certainly a need, and I think it might be one of your biggest, but the value of Nakobe Dean is just too damn good. So at 35, we got the Jaguars back on the board. I think that this should be Bernard Raymond here. I think TDN is heavily underrating him at this point. He was a tight end 2 years ago, and he's been playing out of his mind. The potential is unreal, and his athleticism is through the charts. So I'm going to be going Bernard Raymond here out of Central Michigan. I think that he is probably the best. He's the best left tackle on the board still. So I don't like Nicholas Petit-Frere that much. I like Bernard Raymond a little bit more. Daniel Fairley is a right tackle. And then the next left tackle, honestly, that's actually quite surprising. The next left tackle for me is probably going to be Sean Ryan, who I think is an absolute stud. But we'll just keep moving here. 36, this very well might be Jermaine Johnson. I think that that's probably the best move. I have him as a 1st-round pick. I love him to death. Arnold Ebiketie deserves some respect here, but Jermaine Johnson is just – he, to me right now, has the 2nd best pass rushing grade out of all edges in this class. I've never seen somebody like him, not named Aiden Hutchinson, which Aiden Hutchinson takes a pretty big leap above him. And yes, that includes Kayvon Thibodeau solely because of inconsistencies. We'll get into that in the offseason. So if you guys want to hear a little bit more about my tape dives, we'll be doing it then. The Giants are on the board, and I think this could be a good spot to go offensive line because linebacker, the only guy I could see going here is Brandon Smith or Chad Muma. And you have Sean Ryan as well as Zion Johnson here. And we're going to go Zion. I think that the value is tremendous. Right guard is a big need. Not Will Anderson. That's going to be a crazy pick next year. But Will Hernandez has been not great, but he's been healthy. So we're not looking to replace him just yet. But still, I think that's a solid pick. The Bears are on the board, and to me, it's between getting a true number one or else going after a guy like Sean Ryan. And given how I'm going to respect the draft board a little bit and probably next round take Tyler Smith, who I think is an absolute baller, we're going to go George Pickens. I think, again, getting a true number one is the right thing to do. 39 for the Seahawks. Last time Trevor Penning fell here, right? No longer the case. I don't know why. Broshmo hates Trevor Penning, and it hurts me inside because I love him. You know what? We're gonna go. Trent McDuffie doesn't fit this. We're gonna go Kyler Gordon. He's gonna go above Trent McDuffie here. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for him. Hyper athletic, and I think he'd work really well in a Seahawks defense. I really do. Number 40 for the Jets. This is a team that could also go interior offensive line. We went after. I'm pretty sure we went Kyle Hamilton, then Derek Stingley, and now we just went Devin Lloyd, which if you heard that on paper, you'd be like, that's some bullshit. There's no way that's happening. It happened. I think that going after Sean Ryan wouldn't be a bad idea. Right guard spot is pretty horrific. And given the amount of injuries to Mekhi Becton, Sean Ryan has proven to be a true left tackle as well. I don't know why people are rating him as a pure guard. He literally is Kayvon Thibodeau's kryptonite, and I just don't get why people are hating on him. You could look in the edge group right here because I do have guys like Arnold Ebiketie, who I like a lot in this range. But, I mean, to be honest, and Majai as well. I'm a big fan of Majai now. Like, the more I watch him, he looked a lot better this year, refined himself a lot. I think that going after Sean Ryan's the right move, though. I think it is. You get a guy who can play tackle, and he also can play guard for you in the short term. Also, it steals him from Washington, where that was going to be my pick for him. Just a heads up. Yeah, Sean Ryan is an absolute stud. You got to continue investing in that offensive line. Next, with Washington, Daxton Hill is going to be the pick. You need a slot corner. You need a safety. This is your guy. He's also a free safety, so that's why it fits. 42 with the Falcons. I mean, there's some studs falling in this draft, and it's a little bit crazy to me, but it's also based on some new stuff I've been watching. I think this has to be either Drake Jackson or Myjai Sanders. And to me, Myjai was actually exponentially better than Drake when I watched him. So I'm going to be going with it. No disrespect to Drake Jackson, but Myjai, barring his slim build, is an absolute stud. I actually have him graded, I think, higher than David Ojabo. But of course, again, numbers don't matter. It's just a good guide to go off of. He's rated higher than David Ojabo. I think he might be higher than Jermaine Johnson as well. So, yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Myjai. I think that's a great spot for him too. Number 43 with the Eagles. This is a team that could use a guy. Arnold Ebiketie is such a stud fit here. But we're going to be stealing Jordan Battle. Yeah, I love that fit. Jordan Battle should not be falling this far. If you guys know me, he's been a round one lock for me for a long time. This time, we changed up a little bit, and he fell. And that's the way it goes. 44 for the Broncos. Yeah, you kind of get to steal Desmond Ridder here. He's a guy who's going to be able to uplift your roster. You have everything that he's looking for, and he has a great amount of mobility. Carson Strong, again, those injury concerns make me very weary. I don't know how much better he is than Drew Lock. Desmond Ridder at least adds a new aspect to the game that you don't have, and that's a real true running game. So with the quarterback. So I like Desi to the squad. Again, round 2 pick, totally worth it. 45, I got the Saints probably trying to get a wide receiver. And, Mechie shouldn't be in this category right now just solely because of that ACL thing. We're going to take David Bell here. I think he's a great number 2, especially if Michael Thomas comes back. David Bell's going to be an excellent player for Matt Corral to throw to. Big fan of that. Number 140, or not 146. I saw like a weird 1 over here because I have a keyboard little thing on top so people don't hear my finger tapping because it's just a thing. And then there's a thing, it's like a little mark on my computer. It's like, oh, that was 146. Regardless, tangent off. I think that Perion Winfrey could be worth this pick. I saw this guy. He actually blows up plays. I do like him a lot. Travis Jones as well needs to get an honorable mention here. But we are actually going to be going. Ooh, where do we go here? Actually, I want to see where the Eagles have gone. I wanted to check really quick. Yeah, they haven't gone linebacker yet. Just it popped in my mind. I think going Arnold Ebiketie is the right move. I have him as a first round grade. He's a day one impact. You're definitely going to only have two edges worth starting because I don't think you're going to pay Takras McKinley as well. Arnold Ebiketie is your guy. Number 47 for the Raiders. This is going to be a steal here in Martin Emerson out of Mississippi State. Trey McDuffie's falling a little bit, but I think the testing numbers might actually do that to him. He's not very athletic. I have him as a mid to late second. Just again, it's the value. These teams are not wanting corner right now. Number 48 with the good old Dolphins. I think this could be a good wide receiver pick if you wanted to get somebody like Wandale, but you already have a much better version of that. You drafted him at number 6 last year. So I don't think that's big need right now. I think that the right move is actually to go Nick Bonito. He's a scheme fit as well. Like he grades pretty poorly on my scale, but again, he's a scheme fit. So like as an overall player, he should probably be in the 3rd round. But as a scheme fit, he is perfect for this roster. You're looking for an outside linebacker rusher. Nick Bonito is your guy. Steelers at 49. Now this is a team that could go after Tyler Smith. They love drafting these guys out of freaking nowhere. Nicholas Petit-Frere deserves some respect as well. I might definitely just snag him at this point. And I think I will. He has tackle versatility at left and right. I don't really like Nicholas Petit-Frere that much, but again, this is good value for him. Number 50 with the Ravens. This is a team that needs a true left tackle. And honestly, you're kind of screwed at the moment. So that's not very fun. However, Tyler Smith is here. I'm going to take him. He's the only true left tackle worth taking at this point, and he can also play a guard for you. Not that you need it. I don't know why you'd ever need a guard spot, but he can play left or right tackle for you. You can play guard. He can do whatever the hell you want. I have him as my number 31 player in the draft. I'm a huge fan of Tyler Smith. Number 51, we got the Vikings. And Vikings, I could see them even going after John Mechie here. That'd be a pretty fun option. Going John Mechie, putting him in the slot. That'd be pretty badass. But Lewis Signs on the board, and he is an excellent strong. Actually, you have Xavier Woods on there. His name is Xavier Woods. You have Woods on your roster, and he's doing a really good job, if I'm not mistaken. Again, feel free to correct me. You guys dive deeper into your teams than I do at this point. Defensive line-wise, don't think you need that. You know what? We're going to go best player available. We're going to go John Mechie. I think that continuing to make your offense unstoppable is the right thing to do. You put him in the slot, put him on the outside. He's done such a great job this year. Yeah, I just said he shouldn't be in the 2nd round, but again, now you're taking it because you're about to make your squad unstoppable, and I love it. 42 with the Niners. Yeah, you guys are stealing Trent McDuffie. There you go. Be happy. Trent McDuffie is more than just a need. He's just excellent value. Also, the Chargers would have taken him next, which the Chargers are on the board. I think you could look at somebody like Perrion Winfrey or Travis Jones or Devontae Wyatt at this point in the draft. You could, of course, look on the defensive side and go after a guy like Drake Jackson, who I like personally. ZTF is returning. I don't know why he's even on this. It's kind of stupid. But, they're actually going to go somewhere where I don't think they normally would go. Given the lack of talent in this receiver class, Wan'Dale Robinson offers some insane abilities. I think he's very similar to Philip Lindsay or Austin Eckler, and I think that's going to be a very big plus to a guy who can contribute in many ways, similar to Kadarius Toney in his first year. Number 54, unfortunately, wide receiver is kind of barren right now. Otherwise, I'd be considering it right here for the Colts. Tackle, pretty shit as well, unfortunately. I hate to say it, it's just not looking too hot for us. And then, the edge, I don't think you need an edge. Corner, though, you still have Darion Kendrick. I do like him. I think he fits. So you're not getting a bad player by any stretch of the imagination, but you're getting somebody who probably is my position 2 of choice when you have like the value for corner down the line is a little bit better. Number 55 with the Bills. So with the Bills, I think actually getting a nice run stuffer in the interior might be quite fun. And that's going to be Travis Jones out of UConn. 328 pounds, 13% body fat. He is the real deal. 56 with the Broncos. Now, this is a team that could use a lot of right tackles. So pretty happy about that. because Abraham, you can look at Max Mitchell and Jackson Kirkland here as guys who are both pretty good at doing exactly that. You could look at a slot corner here as well. Marcus Jones deserves a little bit of respect. Not going to be drafting Lewis Sign to this team, though. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of routes I can go. I honestly, you know what? I actually like this idea. Christian Harris out of Alabama. Brandon Smith's still on the board, too. He's going to be going soon, but, Christian Harris is going to be the guy taken a little bit before him. Again, Brandon Smith, he's going to be very scheme dependent. And I think a team like the Eagles could use him. A team like the Giants could use him. There's just a lot of different ways that I would go with it. Honestly, I might see if the Giants could trade up here too, because they're not too far away. With the Bengals, I think offensive tackle could be something that you do. And Daniel Faalele just doesn't fit the way a Max Mitchell does. Daniel Faalele is going to be very intriguing. I think Max Mitchell, he's been playing out of his mind this year. He's going to be able to fit at right tackle very well. I'd honestly take him before Daniel Faalele if you're wanting an instant impact. And if you're in that type of run scheme, I'm going to go Max Mitchell all the way. 58 for the Falcons. This could be Lewis Sign. I don't think that would be a bad choice at all. That wouldn't, I mean, Kenneth Walker's here, though. I know Kenneth Walker usually falls, and that's just that. But honestly, with how the Buccaneers are going to be probably losing both their starting running backs, they might be looking at Kenneth Walker. So this is a defensive move against the Buccaneers, getting a high-end running back here, Kenneth Walker. And that leaves the Buccaneers to be trading back. And I think they're, given their positions where I would probably draft, I'd honestly want to move actually pretty far back. Corner-wise, I just don't think anybody is worth it at this point. Kobe Bryant, maybe the only guy. And running back, we just took the guy who probably should be going in here. So I think this would be a good spot to trade up with a team who's looking for a linebacker. That team is going to be the Giants. The Giants are going to move up here, which kind of hurts me because I want the Eagles to be able to get Brandon Smith. But the Giants also have a shit ton of, draft capital. So you're moving back 19 spots. I think a 4th round pick is requisite. Maybe you can steal a 7th in return to be able to replenish the 7th round pick. So we do that. We're able to move up 19 spots, and we are selecting Brandon Smith out of Penn State. I usually do that with my first 2nd round pick for him. But in this draft, again, things change. Number 60 for the Cards. Yeah, this team, I mean, they could use a corner. They went Travon Walker. So you could go after a guy like Drake Jackson here 100%. I have him as a 2nd round grade. It's a little bit tough to go anywhere else, though. That kind of sucks, because I would love to get a wide receiver for this team. Jalen Tolbert, the only guy who's remotely worth it. So I think running back might be the right move. And that's the problem, though. You got guys like Zach Charbonnet, where I think that might be just a plug and play position versus a receiving back who might be better, like James Cook. Not going to take James Cook at this time. This honestly might be a trade back spot as well. So sorry, Cards. I actually think we might be able to get a 4th round pick out of this. So, we might have a little bit more fun in the next round. There's still Carson Strong on the board, and there are some teams that probably want him. I don't think that's going to be the guy who people are moving up for. It's definitely going to be Daniel Faalele, or else it's going to be, you can see Trey McBride as well. This team could use him. But there are teams that probably want Trey McBride a little bit more. Even the Packers could take Trey McBride, but we're not going to be doing that right at the moment. We're actually going to have a team move up for a linebacker, because I can see the Patriots taking this guy. The team that's desperate is the Eagles. The Eagles are going to be trading up with the Cardinals to be able to select one of my favorite players in this draft. His name's Chad Mumma. So we're going to see if maybe we can get a 5th round pick in return, and then maybe the Eagles can trade back into the 4th round. But, we'll see what happens. The Eagles are moving up here because, Chad Mumma is worth a 2nd round pick to me. He is hyper athletic. He's literally a Patriot too. I think he's a perfect fit for the Patriots. I love him. He's going to test so well. He's probably going to run the 4.4s. He can cover, he's very similar coverage wise, in my opinion, to Levante David. He's so good. He is so good. I have like a mid to late 2 on this guy. I'm a huge fan of him. I like him more than Brandon Smith. I just think that Brandon Smith is going to be taken before. Number 61, the Patriots just got nabbed out of their true replacement for Dante Hightower. So I think a corner could be in store here, like Kobe Bryant. We already do know, though, that the Patriots kind of find a way to just get around it all the time. They just do Patriot things. I think Perion Winfrey is going to be a guy that they can select here. Him along with who they draft last year, Christian Barmore. It's going to be nasty on that front. I'm a big fan of Perion right now. He looks dominant at the interior defensive position. I don't know why people aren't hyping him up right now. With the Cowboys, this could be also another trade back spot for a team that's looking for Carson Strong. But we definitely would be looking at somebody to be a true left guard. I like Jamari Sawyer's positional versatility. Also, Thayer Mumford, though. I think Thayer Mumford is going to go first because he did play left tackle for many years. And if he's able to put on a little bit of weight, gain an anchor, and learn from Tyron Smith, that's going to be the best thing possible. 53 with the Chiefs. Honestly, even though the value doesn't seem that great, we still have Lewis Sign on the board, by the way. Even though the value is not great, I'm going to go Jalen Tolbert. I think he's a perfect fit for this team. He's he's just really good. He can catch balls from even the worst quarterback in the entire college football realm. He's a great route runner. He's very fast. So I do like Jalen Tolbert a lot. If he gets taken here, I would not think twice about it. And at this pick, we are going to be going Daniel Hold up. Daniel Faalele should be the pick, but Drake Jackson's here too. We're going to go Daniel Faalele. I think right tackle is a definite need, and there's a big drop off after him, and the value is just tremendous. You can learn from the guys there. So that's going to be the round. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the far side. Peace.